Good evening. My name is Vetalashmi Rajagopal. Together with my team members, Nurul Nadira, Arvind and Muhammad Fakrul, we will be presenting our study title, which is Challenges of Poor Documentation in Logistic Operation and its Operational Impact in Malaysia. For the introduction part, documentation is a key element in logistic operation. Every logistic activity depends on an accurate document such as invoice, bill of lading, and packing list. Active documentation is a critical driver logistic efficiency, regulatory compliance and supply chain coordination. Despite the adoption of digital platforms such as the Malaysian Custom Import and Export Document System, which is MySIS, Malaysian logistic operation continue to experience documentation deficiency, including incomplete and inaccurate records. These deficiencies contribute to shipment delays, increased operational costs, and reduced customer satisfaction. Accordingly, this study investigates the challenges of poor documentation and evaluates its operational impact on logistic performance in Malaysia. For the research objective part, first of all is to determine the main issues with documentation that logistic operation commonly suffer. Second is to investigate the reason behind insufficient documents methods in logistic process. Third is to determine how poor documentation influences logistic performance on an operational level. That's all from me. Thank you.
Good morning. I'm Nurul Nadira binti Muhammad. I will continue with my part, which is research methodology. This study uses quantitative approach. Data is collected through an online survey using Google Forms among people involved in logistic operations, students and related personnel. The survey used a 5-point Likert scale to identify documentation problems and the impact on cost, time and customer satisfaction. Document analysis is also used to support and strengthen the findings. For sample size, we got 298 respondents. We move to research question. Based on this objective, the study is guided by several research questions such as what are the main issues with documentation that logistic operation commonly struggle with, then what are the primary reasons behind insufficient documentation, methods in logistic process. That's all from me. I pass to the next presenter.
Next, I'm going to explain about the data analysis. We use a software called SPSS to analyze this data from our questionnaire, and we got about 298 respondents from a quantitative Likert scale responses from them. And the first one is I'm going to explain about the descriptive statistic. With a total of 298 valid responses were analyzed, and the mean scores range between 1.82 to 2.02, indicating general agreement on the importance of documentation. And our respondents agreed on our questionnaire that the proper documentation support logistic operation and poor documentation negatively affect performance. The last one, standard deviation values 0.73 to 0.95 shows moderate consistency in respondent. And the second table here is about the reliability analysis, and the Cronbach's alpha equals to 0.846 for 4 items. This value exceeds the acceptable threshold of 0.70. This indicates a high internal consistency and reliability of the questionnaire, and it also confirms that the measurement items consistently reflect documentation practices. And the third table is about the correlation analysis, and it's not statistically significant correlation were found among the 3 variables, which is high workload, incorrect documentation and manual documentation process. All correlation values were very weak and not significant, but this suggests that the documentation issues are multifactorial rather than caused by a single factor. And the fourth one is about the model summary. There is 3 tables for this. One is regression, coefficient analysis, and also ANOVA table. And the regression result indicates that the effective communication between departments has a moderate and significant impact on documentation, accuracy, and training practices. The model explains a substantial portion of variance, highlighting communication as a key factor in improving logistic documentation performance.
So my name is Muhammad Fakrul Ilmi bin Ghani. I will present about recommendation. Okay, based on the finding, several recommendations are proposed. Logistics organization should strengthen interdepartmental communication, conduct regular training on documentation, procedures, and transition from manual to fully integrate digital documentation systems. Additionally, standardized documentation procedures and closer collaboration with custom authorities can help minimize errors and delay. And in the conclusion, pure documentation significantly affect logistic performance in Malaysia. Effective documentation, the management is essential for improving operational efficiency, ensuring regulatory compliance, and enhancing supply chain coordination. So, by improving communication, training, and digital adoption, logistic firms can reduce documentation, relate errors, improve service reliability, and strengthen Malaysia's overall logistic competitiveness. That's all from my group, Group 5. Thank you.